Okay. All right. I think we are in fact working now, perhaps. Yes. Okay. We are now in fact working. Give me just one quick second. All right. Now, let's go and get this started. All right. Hello. I don't know if we have anybody in the chat yet, but hello to anybody, if there is anybody in the chat, I suppose. Oh, I've not brushed my hair very well. All right. That's not what I meant to do. I did not mean to silence the music. Sometimes. Dude, I just saw an ad not too long ago when I was setting this up. Okay. All right. Let's go and get the project open. Actually, real quick. I am actually going to do this. I did reinitialize my local Git repository. I had a lot of interesting things happen over the past week. I had to, hold on. Git local host. That can't be right. It is 49157, right? Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to set my Docker container to always start up. I think I have it so it does not start up when I boot up my computer. God damn it. It takes forever for GitLab to start up as well. Let's set that real quick. Restart unless stopped. I don't like using the always. I don't know if I should be using like the always restart, but oh well. All right. Well, that's starting up. Hello, Tristel. It's been going pretty good. It's been busy, but it's been going. Hello, Square Peg. Hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, it's been going real good. I am now waiting for the Steam page for Altiverse just to be approved. Once that's approved, I'll be able to start running playtests. The playtest should actually already be live. I'm just literally waiting for that Steam page approval, which I'm assuming should happen either today or tomorrow. It said 2 to 3 days, and I sent out the request for approval on, it was either Friday night or Saturday, something like that. Yeah, and I know they're usually pretty fast with that. Yeah, they're not super slow or anything like that. But I think that they only work on business days, and I'm not sure that I'm not going to count Labor Day because I'm assuming a lot of people won't work on that day. It's going to be a rough Steam page, though. I got like a few screenshots of just like the lobby areas for the characters. And I have like a basic logo out just because I want to be able to do some playtesting. There's a few things that I want to make sure are kind of ironed out, and I would like some feedback to make sure they're getting ironed out correctly. So yeah, so hopefully that all goes pretty well. There we go. Let's go and pull that now. All right. So while that's pulling, I'm gonna go and swap over real quick to. Oh, my desktop's not set up. Oh, great. Why do I not have my desktop set up? Window capture. What is... Oh, there it is. Wait, is it just... Oh, it doesn't work anymore. Oh, interesting. Okay. Nice. Hold on. Monitor. There we go. Okay. I think we're now good. Let's go and swap. Wait. Hold on. My webcam's gone. There we go. Okay. So, Steam does have an actual playtest feature. Hold on. I'm going to transition real quick just while I'm logging in real quick. I can show you what I mean. So, Steam does have an actual playtest feature, so people can opt in for the playtest. Oh, I'm already logged in. Oh, perfect. This works out great. So, I actually have right here... So this playtest app, this is already approved. So it's basically going to link up with the actual with the actual page for Altiverse. So you can actually look it up. If you look up Steamworks Playtest, basically it shows up as a little button. I don't know if any games right now that have a playtest right now. Oh, is it not showing what I'm pointing at? Hold on. Oh, what the heck? Hold on. What is going on here? Desktop. That's not right. Hold on. Why am... You're right. Nothing is being shown on my screen right now. That is so weird. That is... I have not... This must be a KDE issue. Hold on, let me try something else real quick. Hold on. Okay, so this one works. All right, we'll use this one. So, note to self. What one was that? X composite does not work. Okay. It's got to be XHSM. Okay. There we go. Let's... Wait. My webcam's gone again. There we go. Here we go. So, Altiverse, Steam does have a playtest feature. So, if I go to like all associated DLC and packs, I have a playtest. It shows up in Steam. It shows up as like a separate app, but it is linked to the main one. So, this has already been approved. And this is basically how I'm going to roll out playtest because I want to just kind of allow for anybody to kind of playtest. That actually reminds me, do I have any restrictions right now? Sign up. Okay, yes, it is limited. I think I'll probably leave it limited for now. I actually don't know how many I'm limited to. Grant access to more testers. I don't know if this will work right now. Okay. Anyways, so this is basically how I'll be doing playtesting for now. So that way I can just kind of push out updates. I don't have to worry about it or anything like that. And hopefully it should all work fine. I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it on Linux yet. Because I was trying to get the Linux bash files to work. Because I know that they work on my computer, but I haven't figured out how to make like two separate like platforms with different packages, I guess. So right now everything is just getting the Windows packages. So I don't think that's working on Linux right now, which is kind of unfortunate. But hopefully I can figure that out and get that fixed soon. I'm mostly concerned about the Windows version because I know that's what most people are going to be playing on anyways. And I know for a fact that that's working right now. Alright, so I know I'm having a weird bug with this. Let's do that. DSIX. So I kind of broke my desktop environment. It kind of broke a few things. So I'm still trying to fix some of this, and it's not all fixed yet, 100%. I did also upgrade my computer a bit. Hopefully there should be no crashing or anything anymore. I haven't had any issues so far with crashes or anything. It's been working just fine. Actually, I think it's been working a little bit smoother than it has in the past. Not native Linux maybe, but people can use that. What's it? API thing that Steam Deck uses. Are you talking about package managers? Oh, you're talking about Proton. Yes. The compatibility layer. Yes. Yeah, right now it's using Proton. Right now, I don't think Proton is working with this project. At least from the last time I tested. I should probably test it again real quick. But from last time I tested, Proton is not working with the project. Proton does not work with a lot of VR projects, unfortunately. I've gotten it to work with a few. Hello, by the way, Space Engineer. I've gotten it to work with like Onward before, and I've gotten it to work with Pavlov. I've gotten it to work with VR Chat. Actually, VR Chat might have, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it doesn't have a native Linux package. No, I've gotten it to work with quite a few VR projects or VR games before, but there's a lot that just don't work, unfortunately. Some of them, I know Pavlov has worked on and off, and I think that's mostly because Pavlov has an anti-cheat it uses. I haven't tried VR Chat since they pushed out their anti-cheat, so I don't know if that's working. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know if anything like contractors, anything like that works. I have a few more that I've been meaning to try, but I haven't for a little while. So yeah, but yes, I am talking about right now. It's using Proton. Proton's not really working well right now, unfortunately, with Altiverse. But once I can figure out how to just have like a separate Linux folder that only Linux users will get, then that'll work just fine. It won't be a problem. I just have to figure out how to do that because it's not working right now. Actually, maybe I should double check because I haven't checked real quick. Hold on. Steam library. Let's try this real quick. Let's just double check the files real quick. Yeah, it's still got the Windows exe for some reason. Yeah, it's all correct. So yeah, I need to figure out how to configure that in Steam. Anyways. Yeah, through Steam. So I have had no problems running the Linux build files on my computer. It has worked perfectly fine. Yeah, it's something with the depots. I have to figure it out. But I haven't been able to figure it out yet. But so the Linux, so far I've had no problems running everything on Linux. The only downside that I've noticed, and this is only from like a development point of view, is that I have to download the native version of Steam. I can't run Flatpak or anything like that. So it has to be like the native version of Steam for that platform. So I've at least tested on Arch. I haven't tested on very many other distros, so I can't confirm whether or not it's working on those ones. But I have tested on Arch. It does work on Arch. It's just a matter of figuring out how to configure, like I'm pretty sure it's something with the depots or builds, something like that. So that way I can push like the Linux to Linux people and Windows to Windows people. Yeah, and that's actually too part of the reason why I am putting together my own multiplayer server is I wanted to make sure it would work well with every like every OS that I wanted to run it on, because Windows actually uses a different socket library than what every other platform in frickin' existence does, at least from what I can understand. So for some reason, Windows just makes everything a pain for networking. Because they can, I guess. Yeah. So yeah. Depot of some sort. I looked into it, but we only have Windows built. Yeah. Yeah, I've done Windows only builds. Like, that obviously works fine. It's the Linux side. I haven't figured out how to make different builds like that. All right. But yeah, that... Excuse me. All right, I got some in my throat. But yeah, so hopefully I should have, once the store page is approved, I'm going to start putting that out on like Instagram, I don't know about Facebook, but like Twitter, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Or what are they calling it now? X? I don't understand why they needed to rebrand it, but okay. It's kind of a weird name, to be honest. I don't know why you went with X out of all things, but... Anyways, all right. I just recall being flagged for a particular platform when you set the depot for it, but I'll let you figure that out for when time comes. Well, hold on. Let's have a quick look, because I think I still have it open. Oh, no, I don't. Hold on. Let's have a quick look at it. Hold on. Wait, not store page. It's not store page. My bad. Steamworks settings. You're saying it's something. So I have the builds up. So it'd probably be. Cause see, right now I have two different depots. I have one that's specifically for Linux, and I have one that's for Windows. Configuring depots, unless it's something with this. I don't think that's it, right? Because that just adds another depot up here. Because, yeah, I have it configured for Linux and SteamOS. Platform. And then I have this one that's just configured for Windows. I don't know why they give you the option to do Steam Deck only on Windows. Windows doesn't run Steam Deck. I don't know if maybe I need to specify the architecture or something. I checked them all on 3ds Max. Is it 3D Max or is it 3? I don't know why I thought it was 3ds Max. Yeah, so I have them uploaded to these. So like I have in my depots, I have not depots. In my builds, my last one, I have this 2516492, that's my Linux one, and this 2516493 is my Windows one. I uploaded different ones to each one. But I'm not really sure why it didn't work. Build ID. Because, see, I uploaded two. I uploaded one for Linux, one for Windows. Actually, wow, that's kind of impressive. The Linux one was like half the size of the Windows one. I'm kind of curious. I wonder if Windows requires more dependencies than Linux or something. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of fascinating to know. I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to go through and look real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, wait. You know what? I think I have the Windows one on my other PC because I had to do that on Windows. Okay, never mind. I can't check. I'd be kind of curious to know why there's fewer dependent or why it's smaller on Windows than on Linux. I'm willing to bet it's like some sort of dependency thing or something like that. Anyways, I can worry about that later. That'll be something I worry about off stream because it's probably gonna be a little bit more boring. All right, so everything is pretty much working now, at least for the medieval level. So I've gotten together like just a bunch of different things. So if I go and like load in a level, I've also made it so all of the little rocks kind of spawn next to it. I need to get a better design for these. I don't like this design, but this is just what I'm using for right now. But yeah, I can load those in, and then I need to double check that this works. But basically, once the player steps foot into here, it'll generate. It'll also create a little door sound right there. And then you can't really see it, but it did generate all the level. They all generate without any visibility, just to kind of help with performance. You were not supposed to spawn there. Why did you spawn there? Okay. Oh, I guess it'll work fine. Also, why did 2 spawn over here? Okay. Well, I guess it mostly works all right. Apparently there's a few issues I got to figure out. Actually, I probably don't even need to be spawning the plugs here anymore. These ones that end up going to dead ends. But yeah, so I ended up fixing up the generator a bit too, because I was having some weird issue as well where it was just not working correctly. So anyways, that is all working fine. So now there's just a couple more things that really need to be worked out. One, I haven't tested this AI yet, so I do need to test that. I'm going to do that before I do anything more to the AI. It should be working fine, but I need to test it and make sure it's working all right. And I also need to give them weapons, actually. Maybe we should do that first. So let's do AI base. Okay. And then probably what we want to do is weapon, or maybe call it held weapon. Okay, and this would need to be a weapon class. Okay, and then what I'd probably want to do, I don't know if I can do this on the construction strip. Yeah, I can't. Okay, so it's got to be a begin play. So I'll make a new function for this because this is probably going to need to be a little bit more tricky later on. Spawn weapon. Okay. And then we can spawn actor from class. We take our held weapon. Spawn transform really doesn't matter. We do need to always spawn. I need to take out a bunch of these variables. A lot of these aren't being used anymore. And then let me just double check real quick. Yeah, they have this physics grab, which actually I need to rename because I'm not using physics anymore for these. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. Let's do this then. Set team tag. Okay, and then we'll just straight up attach actor to component. Attach it to the skeletal mesh. And then what are the bones on this mesh? There we go. So I'd probably want to attach it to probably hand R. It might need to be offset a bit. That might be something I have to figure out. Is it capital H? It is capital H. Okay, snap, snap, keep world. Cool. So now they should, let me see if I need to change up the orientation of that too. Oh, I didn't set it. Okay. I forgot to set it. Hold on. I also need to change the animation. I think the animation right now is set to... Actually, I could probably change it right here. I can. Perfect. We'll set to melee for now. And then I'll set this one to melee one hand. And then just to make sure, we'll make sure that this is valid at this point as well. We load. Generate. Okay, did it spawn this time? It did not seem to. Hold on. Okay, it is attached, it's just invisible. Interesting. Okay. I'll have to have a look at that, I guess. I don't really know why it's invisible. That is really interesting. Let me check real quick. When I'm spawning it, yep, 111. Oh wait, I can set the team tag here. I did not realize that. That actually makes things a little easier. Okay, delete. So Unreal Engine does have a, it's called the PCG, what's it called? PCG something. I'm not using that though. If you were looking for something built in, let's see, PCG, here we go, Procedural Content Generation Framework. So if you want to try something built in, you can try using this. I played around with this. It does work on Quest. It does work on PC. It's worked just fine in every scenario I've tried so far. But I decided not to go for this. So this is actually my own, my own little revision here. So this is, all I have, if I can go back to our room base, is I have a room base, and this just kind of handles all the generation. That's not correct. So this kind of handles all the generation. So it kind of, it'll find whichever one the start room is, because I also have subclasses of this. If I go generation snap, so the room start, there it is its own revision off of the room base. And so this is, I don't think I'm really doing much to the room start in the moment, but I do need to later on. And this just kind of, and this is just kind of used by my generator to figure out where the start point is, kind of positions them all, and finds where all the non-start rooms are. And then it'll eventually also generate the end room, which I also don't yet have a lot going on, but I will once I start having bosses and all that going on. And this is going to be, and this is basically what helps determine when the generation is done, when to generate the interior, which is also something we're going to start working on right now. And yeah. So does the nav mesh generate at runtime? Is that, I missed that first part, I guess. I missed the nav mesh part. The nav mesh is a standard feature in Unreal Engine, yes. It is, I wouldn't recommend, if you don't have to, I would not recommend doing a dynamic nav mesh. But if you ever have to, it's, let's see here. If I can remember where it's at, it's somewhere here in the project settings. Let's check this. Navigation system. Is it navigation mesh? I thought it was a navigation system. Oh, here we go. Runtime generation. You want to switch this to dynamic. By default, it's static. like I said, if you don't have to, I'd recommend leaving it at static. And the only reason I say that is because this does obviously cost just a little bit of performance. I'm not that concerned about it because I'm not really... The only time the nav mesh is being generated is when the level... or is when the levels get generated. And that's it. So I'm not super concerned about it. But if you're going to do that, I'd also recommend playing around with some of your generation settings to kind of make it make it run a little bit faster. I kind of tweaked around with them a little bit. So I tweaked them around to the point where, one, it would generate pretty quickly. And two, I don't know if you noticed when I generate it. Just go and generate this real quick. I also tweaked it to the point where where all the rooms are still kind of separate, just so the just so the AI aren't going from like room to room like this. Because I don't want them... The eventual idea is if a player ever gets detected by an AI, they're going to be locked into that room until they can defeat all the enemies in that room. So there's really no point in me having the AI go from room to room. And so I'm just kind of leaving that as a sort of blank right now. And this is going to kind of just depend on what kind of meshes and stuff you're using. I am a little curious, though. What does this end up looking like? This might be a bit of a problem. Hold on. I saw this right now, and I'm kind of curious. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. There it is. Okay, apparently I can't. Oh, it automatically gets set. Oh, that sucks. That's unfortunate. I wanted to see, because I'm kind of curious. I had an issue over here with the start room. I had to actually slightly offset this wall, because if I put it lined up directly with this wall, then it started like flickering in and out of one another because they were colliding. So I had to slightly offset this room, and I'm wondering if I'm going to need to do the same one with those plugs, just in case like the walls ever collide. But actually, these meshes end up working out a lot better for that, just because I can kind of block off corridors, make some more unique rooms. All right. Anyways, let's go and work on the interior. So I'm not really sure what the best solution for this is going to be. So right now I have two ideas for the interiors. One, we can either stream in some levels whenever it's needed. Quite frankly, that was a bit of a pain in the butt, and I don't know that I want to do that, because that might end up causing problems later on down the line once I start getting onto levels 2, 3, 4, and 5. I believe right now I have 5 levels planned. I need to go back and double check my little guide I have. But the other alternative is I can just have an actor that gets spawned and just kind of has everything there. And that kind of has an upside and a downside too. I'm trying to figure out like what the best way to do this is. Engine spawning multiple actors at once. So let's try looking at this real quick. Maybe there's another solution. Actors of different classes in layout. I don't really know of any better way to do this. Engine, actor, layout, spawn. I do have an idea. I don't know if it's the best idea. And it would keep me from having to do instances or anything like that. It might end up working out a little bit better in the long run. There is a third option I can think of. I'm trying to decide if it's the best solution though. Because what I could do, I haven't done something like this in a little while. So I hope that it would still work. Oh, so I'm trying to see what the best way of spawning things inside the level is. So right now I can basically think of 3 options. The third one, I'm not really sure if it'll work well. But my 3 options right now is I can either spawn in level instances, and that would work. It might cause issues later on when I go to start generating levels after level 1, but it might work right now. I could create an actor, or I guess it would be multiple actors that I could spawn in these rooms. The third option, which might end up getting a little messy, is I could basically store all of the actors in a struct, which would work. I can create a blueprint that'll help make that a little easier. I'm just trying to decide if it's worth it, because that would probably end up taking a little while to do. I think that might end up being the best. I think actually the structs is going to be the best solution, only because later on I need to make sure that these actors turn visible and invisible when they're not being rendered, or I guess hide it and show themselves when they're not being rendered. And if players take these objects to different rooms, I need to make sure that it can transfer from room to room. Although that might not require structs like I'm thinking. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, did I hit Control S or something? That was so weird. In performance impact of having multiple stream levels. Let's do a little bit of research. I'm curious to see if there's any sort of performance impact if we have multiple stream levels. I think there might be a slight one. I don't know if it's a large downside though. No matter when I set the level streaming type 2, when I leave the volume, the streaming level unloads. So if I kill the bot, step back out of the streaming volume and back into it, the second level is fully reloaded and the AI bot is alive again. Visibility blocking on load to allow for only changing the visibility on the second level, but it does not. Issue 2, if I want to use level streaming by blueprint on a non-dedicated server, I always have to keep the level loaded on the host client. Okay, well I'm not using the Unreal Engine dedicated server, so I'm not really concerned about that. You know what? I think I'm going to at least try the struct one, only because I think in the long run it might end up being just a little bit cleaner. Let me think here. How's the best way I want to do this? Because what I can do, let me just real quick look at something. I think if I recall, hold on. So what I could do is I could create a data asset. Is it data asset or is it called something else? I haven't had to do this since I've done finger tracking. This has been quite a little while. Let me see here. Content. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. I don't know why I have a physical material thing. Let me see. I think is it under miscellaneous? Data table. This is what I'm thinking of. So I could do a data table, and then what I could do is basically categorize each one. I could give them all names so I know which one is which as well. So what I can do is if I ever need to make changes to a specific one, I can load from a specific data table or a specific data table row. And then what I could do is I could have a couple of arrays. So basically I would need an array for the transform, and I would need an array for the class. I think that would kind of be it. And I could kind of line those up just to kind of spawn everything in. I think that might be the way to go. Okay, we're going to try this. We're going to try this. Hopefully this is going to work. Let's go. I'll create a new folder for this. Let's do new folder. Let's call this interior loads. Wait. Interior generation, we'll call it. All right. So let's see if I can remember. Come on, work with me here. So let's see. We're going to need, I think first actually a data table relies on a struct, if I recall. So call this interior struct. Then we're also going to need a, oh, come here, data table. Interior struct. Interior variants. Okay, so let's start here. So we'll call this, let me think here. Variation name is what we'll call this. Or actually, we'll just call it name. Make it nice and simple. That'll be a string. Then let's see here. I am also going to need an enum as well. There it is. Call it interior type. And there's going to be a few of these that we're going to need right off the bat. So we're going to need start, end. We'll call this one what are my different variants real quick? If I just look at one, what are my variants? Let me see. So I won't worry about the corridor and plug. I think later on what I may do is have like little like chests or something like that that can kind of spawn. Okay, so we'll call 102. I think I kind of misnamed some of these, to be honest. So we'll called 10212. I'm pretty sure I misnamed these. I think actually this was supposed to be called 01. So actually, let's rename that real quick. Because I think when I copied these over, I didn't realize. Okay, so have one called 3. See, we got our end, we got our start, and then straight and turn. Perfect. All right. So that's going to be that. So those are going to be our interior types. So we'll call this interior type. Okay, and then we'll also have transforms. And this needs to be an array, and then we'll have one more. Backdoors. Okay, and I think that's kind of all that we need. I think that's pretty much it. Cool. So, now that we have that, for the interior generate, oh, actually, I forgot this, too, didn't I? Actually, thought I was hearing something for a second. Okay, so the not that. We need to create a new blueprint class. Come on. Interior, save. We'll just call it interior save. Okay. So, what we need to do, let me real quick, because I need to make sure I get roughly the correct size for what these rooms are. We'll go and put it in here for a sec. It's not going to sit there for very long, so I'm not that worried about it. Box, collision, okay, and then cool. So we need to increase this size a bit. So let's try, I want to say it's going to be like 1,000 by 1,000, something like that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then we'll do this as well. So, oh wait, you know what? It's 250, I think. So we'll bring it up to 500 because this will allow for, this should give me plenty of room. I should be able to do basically 2 stories up, 2 stories down. Right now I don't have any plans to do any basement rooms, but I might change my mind on that later on. Cool. So let me go and open up the demo level real quick. We'll store it in here. Selected actors to level. Cool. Awesome. So that should work. I'm just gonna set this off. Cool. All right. So for the interior save, we're basically going to need a couple of events. So we'll do custom event, save, config. Then we will also have one for, ooh, why is it not letting me type it like immediately? Clear config. I actually don't know if this is going to fully work in editor. I might need to do part of this in, like this clear might not work. The save and load, I'm pretty sure will work. The save for a fact I know will work. I'm not entirely sure about the load and clear, so we're going to kind of give it a shot and see what happens. Okay. So, call an editor, call an editor, call an editor. Cool. full name. Fig name. And this is going to be a string. Cool. All right. So if we get our box, we're going to get overlapping actors. No filters. This is going to go through a for each loop. I'm also going to do this. Actors to ignore. Okay. So now we have all these. We're going to get... actually, no, because they're not going to be attached. So let's do this. Get world transform. Transform. I think there's a way I can... Here we go. Make relative transform, I think. So A relative to get actor transform. Okay, I think this should work. All right. And then what we want to do... Data table. Trying to remember how to do the data. Oh wait, can I not save to data table set? Data table entry. Does data table row exist? Oh, wait, you know what? I don't think I can save to data table. There is one that I can save to. What is... There's another one I think I can save to if I can remember. Data assets. If I can remember how to do this, hold on. Data, assets. Let me just put together one real quick, hold on. So a data asset I can do. I just need to remember. It's not a struct it takes in. It takes in something else. I'm trying to remember what it is. It might... No, I don't think it's an enum. What the heck? Hold on. Engine data assets. They're doing this all in C++. I know there's a way to do it in Blueprints. I've done it before. I'm trying to remember what it is. I know how to find out, actually. Let me see here. AR candidate. AR session config. Let me see. I think I can find this. Hold on. AR. What the heck? How does this work? This doesn't make any sense. this isn't going to work like I was hoping it would. Which is going to be very unfortunate. Save to data table. Let me see if there's a way I can save to a data table maybe. Can I write to a data table? Okay, so, well, I don't need to modify it at runtime. Let me try something else real quick. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Hold on. I think this might be it. Yep, there it is. Okay. Cool. Actually, I don't even know if I really need this one at this point. Let me see here. If I create a new variable name, put it as a string, I think that's basically all I need. Yeah, that's basically all I need to set it. Okay. So, data assets. There's a way I can do it. I'm trying to remember what it is. Hold on. Variables. Data assets. Maybe this is going to be a lot more, work than I was thinking. Data registry. This is interesting. I haven't seen the data registry before. This might actually be a better solution for this. Check this out real quick. Huh. I have not seen this before. I guess that's why it's called experimental, huh? Okay, I don't think that's gonna work. All right. I need to figure out. I need to remember how it is that I did it before. I've written to a data asset before, and I'm trying to remember what it is. Maybe was it a data asset or was it something else? I'm trying to remember now. Ways to load data assets with blueprints. Let's try this real quick. Hold on. Oh, forgot to call that. I think this may work. So we're going to try this real quick. So if we take this and I hit save, we go into interior data, and it does absolutely nothing. Okay, I might need to do it one of the other ways. I might need to set together like an actor or something like that. Which I really don't want to do because that's just going to be a pain. Saving and loading data during filter. So I wanted something that was at least somewhat visible too, because I want to make sure I could go back and check to see like the names of all the different configs I had. And I want to do something like a save game, because I could end up forgetting what the different names I have are. I'm trying to figure out some other. The idea behind this is I could just save all of these transforms with the class of each actor into a space and then just spawn them all in when they need to be at runtime. I was pretty sure you could do this, because I've done it before. I was pretty sure it was with the data asset. But for some reason I can't seem to grab the data asset. I'm not really sure why. Let me see if there's any other option for this. It's an object library. I've not seen this before. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. I wonder, is it maybe possible for me to create a data asset? Well, I can create an asset. Damn autosave. Chat disconnected. What is going on with my laptop? Okay, wait, what? Why is it now asking for me to log in? What did I do on my laptop that now it's asking me to log in? I've been reading the chat this whole time. I don't know why it's suddenly now asking me to log in. That's so weird. There we go. So I think the only option I would have is to basically save it in a save game. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go back to plan B then. Stepping back from plan C back to plan B. I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to create basically just a bunch of different actors and just kind of use those. I really didn't want to do this. This would be such a nightmare. Actually, maybe there is a way I can make it work somewhat nice in the levels. I'll just have to play around with it a bit. All right, that's fine. We're doing this then. Let's go and hide that. Actually, I'm gonna leave the demo level open because I think I'm gonna end up using that up here. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna open up this real quick. I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab just a bunch of the floors. Okay, we're going to copy those. That is the wrong one. And what I'm going to do, I'm in demo level, I sure am. Let me go and hide this medieval level. Did not save it for some reason. All right. Do I have to re-import them? That's going to be a pain. All right, fine. So here's what we're going to do then. Go and hide that. Let's see, how many is it across? So it's 4 by 4. All right. That's not so bad. So I'm going to take this. Hopefully I'm remembering this correctly too. I think if I recall, grab these. Just as a quick test, because I want to make sure. I'm basically going to try and streamline this process as much as possible, because I want to try and make this be as quick as possible. So I think if I recall, there's actor. Convert actors to stack mesh, convert actors to lightweight instances, place actor, merge actors. Is there not a nice, easy way of doing it? Did not mean to do that. I thought there was a way to convert them into an actor. That's a pain. Okay, then we'll do it this way then. We will instead copy this position right here. Copy. All right, and what we'll do instead then is we're going to create content, new folder. We'll call this, come here. Interior config. Okay, and I'm actually going to break these off into a few. So we'll start with the start room. Start. And we'll also create one for the end. Honestly, I'm only going to be able to see the start room right now anyway, so it's not too big a deal. Cool. All right. We'll create a new actor. We're just going to call this 1-1, and we can go and place that right in there. Make sure it's at that same position. And we'll leave it there. I think that'll be all right. Hello, Lisa. How you doing today? All right. Let's go close down a bunch of these real quick. Alright. Save all, save selected. Alright. And we're going to do it right here on the side. So, the idea here is we can just put in our stack meshes and we'll be able to see, make sure it lines up correctly with the general size of the room. And that's basically how we're going to do this. So, let's go ahead and get started with this. So what I want to do... Okay, so this is for the kingdom. So we'll go and grab our kingdom. We'll go ahead and grab... Let's actually just have a look at stack meshes in general. Let's have a look at these. Let's see what we have to work with. So for our start room, how do I want to do this? So what I think I want to do for the start room, since it's kind of a corrupted space, the start room is supposed to be positioned right outside the entrance of the tavern. So basically, it's as if you're trying to leave the tavern. So what I think I may want to do is have a sort of weird little mishmash where it kind of looks as though it's inside the tavern because you're not quite transitioning into the kingdom itself correctly. But I think I may also want to see if I can't mix it up a little bit and add in like some wagons and things like that. So it kind of looks like it looks like the world is trying to form a sort of, that sort of not experience. I don't know if that's the right word. That's the same sort of feel as though you're out on the streets of a kingdom. And so I think what I may want to do is have a few wagons, but then have like quite a few tables and things like that that just kind of still give that sort of tavern-y feel. So let's see here. How do I want to do this? So I think what I'll start with, let me just drop a few things in that I think will kind of work well in this space. So going from the top down. So we got our cart. Okay. And that would need the wheels. I'll worry about that in a second. I just want to get like a general, just like the general space. Actually, may want a few, maybe a few large, a few small, something like that. Okay. I don't know that a trader wagon would work really well, but we might be able to use something like this sort of cart. I don't even know if I'd fully call that cart, to be honest, but something kind of like that. Then let's see what else we got. I don't know that I really want any ballistas or anything like that. I don't know if that works very well. Let's see. If we grab something like this, we might be able to create sort of like a fireplace or something. Oh, they're all just kind of stacking on top of one another. I just noticed that. Attach. I did not mean to be doing that. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we can kind of put in here. Some trebuchets. Got some castle walls. Looking for something that's not necessarily a wall. I'm trying to see if I can find something that's kind of a little bit more like interior tavern kind of feel. I could kind of see maybe putting like some random stairs in like a corner that kind of lead up to nothing, just to kind of show that it's kind of just a little bit busted. Not really sure, you know, it's trying to go somewhere. It's not creating that space. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. Oh, you know what? Even better. I can take something like this railing, and I can put this like right up against the wall. So that way all you see is just like the railing itself. I think that might look interesting. Just something kind of random that's there. Or I guess it's all going to be a little bit random, but a little bit more so, I guess. I'm not really sure that I want to put a walkway or something like that. I'll drop it in there. I'll think about it. Oh, is that right? That's not right. Oh, it has one of the materials isn't there. Okay, one of those materials is not right. I can fix that. I'll think about it though. Let's see what else we got here. We can kind of use. We could try like some trees and bushes, something like that. I'll drop just a few in there just to kind of think about. Oh, I did not even double click on that. Unless I was holding the control key instead of shift. That could have been it. Ooh, okay. Some of these bushes are a bit big, so let's get rid of the big ones. Okay. I might be able to work with something like that if I kind of scale it down a bit. Okay. Let's see here. What else we got? I could put a fountain. I don't know that a fountain would really work well, though. Okay, here we go. This looks a little bit more interior-like. So I'll grab a few these pots. 'Cause these can definitely work as more of an interior kind of thing. Let's see here. Let's see. Do we have anything else? Okay, here we go. Now we're starting to get into some more interesting stuff. So let's see. I'm gonna grab just a few of these balls. I'm gonna grab them uncorked, and I'll grab a few that are corked, because this definitely does work. We got something that kind of looks like a liquor bottle. We got actually a few of those. I'm gonna grab a few of these ones that kind of look like little potion bottles as well, and kind of bring those in as well. Okay, a bucket and broom. We could probably use that. I'm gonna leave light sources out for now, because later on I want to actually adjust some of the materials. That way they actually have point light sources. Let's see. A couple crystals might not be so bad. I want it to be a little bit more fantasy, like kind of lead a little bit more towards that. We got a couple wheels of cheese. Can't leave out the cheese. That's a classic. Okay, I don't know that a goblet would work very well, but I'll drop that in there. I'll think about it. Goblet might be a little too nice for the kind of tavern I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little bit more of a worn down kind of tavern. Oh, they're actually locks. Oh, I'm gonna need to remember that for later. I do want to add in like locks and stuff to the doors when players get trapped in. Okay. Oh, here we go. We got some meat. I haven't seen any plates or anything. I wonder if that's going to be later on. I should be seeing that here. Oh, okay. Here we go. We got some mugs. We got some bowls. These are definitely going in. I think that's going to work a little bit better than the other mugs that I found. Let's see. We got a pan. Oh, is that pie? Okay, it's a pie. I thought it was a pan. Let's see. I'm going to drop that in. Powder, a bowl of some sort of powder. I don't know that teapot would work very well in a tavern. Okay, here we go. I have a couple of these little pieces. Maybe there is a game going on in one of the corners. I don't know if there... I didn't see like any sort of like game board, so I don't know that I'll be able to fully put that in, but we'll see. Okay, here we go. A few barrels of ale. Actually, this is going to be good for actually that filling out the tavern as well, because the tavern's a bit bare. Here we go. We got a few benches, so I'll go and drop in a couple of these. I haven't actually seen a table so far. I honestly think I might have a bit much for this level, but but I'm gonna keep going anyways, because this will kind of give me a good idea of what else there is too. Let's see, we got a few cabinets. I'll drop that one in. I definitely have a bit too much at this point. Let's see here. Okay, we got a little wine cabinet. Did not mean to drop that in there. Oh, cool. There's actually chests and stuff. Cool. That'll actually be very nice for later, too. Cooking range cooktop. I'll drop those in there. I don't know if that's really gonna work well. See, we also got a few boxes of crates. That might work pretty nicely. Okay. I definitely do want to see if I can't have like a few of these kinds of like just bodies around. So we'll do, I think this one will work good. And maybe this one might work good. Because what I want to do is I want to see if I can reposition the sword. The sword that the player gets, two things. I want for it to be actually in the level itself. Because if the player accidentally walks into the actual generation, I don't want them to be fully stuck without a weapon. I might even see if I can attach it onto their back instead. But if I don't end up attaching it onto their back, my plan B is to basically have not a ton, but maybe like one or two bodies and one of them has a sword, or maybe even a couple of them have swords that you can kind of pull out and use those. I'm trying to make it feel very, very immersive. Trying to keep that in mind with everything that I'm doing. Okay, we got a few paintings here. I'm going to drop in a few of those. Honestly, a statue might work nicely as well. A statue might be a good alternative to having dead bodies. I'll think about it, because that might actually be a slightly better alternative. Because, let me see this real quick. I need to see this. Yeah, because this does look very much like a statue. What I might be able to do is, instead of having it like a dead body or something, I could probably export this, take out the sword, and then put an actual sword in there. So that's, because I think that might actually catch their attention a little bit more too. Also drop in this one too, because this one might also work. Or even, let me see this. Actually, this might even work too. I could probably even put the sword like in our hands or something. Actually, that for the story reason, that might actually be the best solution right there. I think that's actually going to be the best solution. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I actually really like that. Okay, let's see what else we got. I don't know if that's really going to be necessary, but I'll think about that. Let's see. Okay, it looks like now we're starting to get into all the weapons and stuff. Which I'm not really going to worry too much about right now. Yeah, so these are all the weapons. Cool. All right. We have way more than we could possibly need to work with. All right. Let's start by kind of placing things around, seeing how this turns out. So I think I'm actually going to take this out because I don't want it to look that corrupted where there's that level of randomness going on, where there's like random things and walls and stuff like that. But I do want a little bit of like just props that just clearly don't fit correctly. So I think I'm also going to take out the wagon. I'll take that out because I think that's just going to be a little too random. Did that take a bunch of other stuff with it? I think it did. Okay. It was all attaching itself to this too. Let me try and make sure everything is attached to the root. Okay, everything is attached to the root. All right. I'm going to get rid of that because I think that's also a bit too random. Let's see. We'll have a few barrels of ale. We'll have a random little shopping cart. I think I'm just going to stick with the shopping cart and the statue are going to be my random elements for this level. What's this? Cooking range? Oh, okay, so that's what this was. I don't know that I really like these, to be honest. I might just leave these out. So I think I'm trying to see what all I got here because I know I grabbed way too much and I want to see just kind of what I've got. I think I'm gonna take out the pots as well. I don't know that I love the pots. That around. I actually didn't find a table. Did I not see a table? I don't think I saw a table. We will do a few crystals. Take that out. Take that out. Here's our paintings. I think I'm going to leave the paintings alone for now. I think I'll worry about those later. Looks like we got some bottles. So bottles I will go and take with me. Let's go and take the broom. Trying to just separate everything out so I know where everything's at. I can kind of get a rough idea. There's our tankard. I don't want the goblet. We're not going to use the goblet. Got a few slices of meat. Okay, there we go. That's actually an empty pot. I'll still keep it. All right. So here's all the items I kind of pulled out. This I'm also going to go and remove because I don't want that. Okay. If I end up going with the sword, that one's definitely going to be a no-go. I'm going to go with... I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with this. I need to see if the sword is long enough where I can put it in her hands. I may need to shrink it a bit if that's going to work, but we'll see. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. So yeah. Let me see. I did not see a table anywhere. Is there not like okay, here we go. We got a few tables. Let's see here. I must have missed them. Let me grab. I want something that looks a little bit more worn down. I think I'm gonna grab these 5 here. So I think these ones kind of look the best here. Let's see what these ones look like. Make sure all these are detached. Okay, let's have a look at these. I think I might actually have a few different kinds of tables just to kind of make it look a little nicer. Or I guess not nicer, but a little bit more fleshed out, I suppose. Okay, so let's see here. So looking at this, I think I'm going to get rid of this one. I think I'm going to get rid of this one. And we'll go with these 3 right here. Okay, cool. All right, now before we go too much further, I want to see what this is going to look like in the level as well, because I want to make sure I get the orientation right so I don't have to do as much work later on rotating it around or anything like that. So let me take that out. Go into room start, event begin play. I'm going to spawn actor from class. Actually, we'll go with spawn interior. I'm gonna override this. Okay, so we're gonna take that out. Cool. All right, and then we will spawn actor from class. Go here. And we want to grab... Actually, I'll do it this way. Variable. Start room interior. Actually, I'm going to promote this to an array. Because I think later on I may want to have it so I have a few different start rooms that players can kind of spawn in. And then we're going to get actor transform. And actually I don't even need to worry about this scale, so we'll just do location rotation. We spawn. So, let me see if there it is. Should have loaded this all up, right? Oh, I forgot to set it. That was stupid. Start room interior. Interior. Going to make an array. And I want to grab 1-1. Should be that one right there. Okay, it is not working. I'm going to be right back real quick. I need to refill my water real quick. All right. While I was refilling my water, I think I realized what I did wrong. Grab it. Oh, I fully pulled out my headphones. Okay. Grab. There we go. My chair's trying to go a very weird angle. There we go. All right. I think it was actually a very stupid issue. Did I? I did not. This was the cause of my problem. There we go. All right. Let's see if I can hit it. There we go. Reload our level. Okay, that did work. All right. Excellent. Cool. All right, so basically, if we're looking at this in context of how everything is going to be spawned in, so I basically need to turn everything to the left of where I have it oriented right now. God, I'm trying to decide. This is a very big statue. I think if I make it smaller, it might work a little better. I think I'm gonna see if I can't make it work. Let's see how this goes. All right, let's go ahead and reposition some of these. So my thought is we can have one. I'm thinking maybe we put it right next to the exit door for this room. Maybe not right next to it, but close to it. Oh, what the? Come on. What? Wait. What the heck is going on here? What? There we go. Jesus. Okay. I'm curious. Is my start room bigger? Hold on. Let me see this. There's a 4x4 grid. They're all 1x1. Should be the O1. Is this the right one? Sure is. Interesting. Okay, I thought it was... I don't know why. I didn't think it was quite that big. Okay. That's fine. Go and bring it in. So bring it in like that. This will probably go ahead and decrease a bit. Let me see if I can't push this off to the side. I wonder if I'll be able to just see the changes happen here. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, that might be a little too small. Let's do maybe 0.75. I think that might work. Cool. All right, now let's go and reposition a few of these other ones. So, let me see here. If we're looking at this, I think we're gonna take these three. You first position them a little bit. So I'm thinking we take a couple. Thinking I want to put them like right a little bit up closer, because I'm thinking like in the context of a tavern, right? In some taverns, right, you'd have outdoor spaces. Maybe I don't know if this one would necessarily be one of those ones, but you kind of have these outdoor spaces. People can kind of chill and drink their beer or whatever. I think, or at least like. That's kind of what I'm picturing in my mind, right? Like you've got like a little space that's a little closer to the tavern. If the exit's over here, you know, we maybe have a few tables here where people have where like overflow people might have been, and as we push out, we're kind of entering into like the little town square area. I think I'm gonna leave these out. I don't think I want to do those. Okay. Now I am thinking that maybe we want to move this over here. Because if we're thinking town square, right? Maybe across the way we've got like some shopkeep set up. Okay, I think I'm actually going to destroy that one. We'll go ahead. I'm actually going to rotate these. I'm actually going to offset one of these just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to reposition these. That way it's a little closer to the wall. I'm a little unsure how I feel about that. I think I'm gonna take that out. Okay, now this one's gonna be a little bit tricky, I think. I want to position it right up against that wall. I have that backwards. I'll try and reposition this like right up against that wall there. I think I'm actually going to rotate these a little bit just so they're set like right alongside. Cool. Then, let's see, we'll have a couple of stools around here. This might be a little bit much here. I'm looking at this. I might need to see. I need to see about this. Okay, we'll take this out. Okay, we'll put a few foods and things like this on top of the table. I don't think I'm going to end up using all of them, but we'll go and throw a few. So we'll grab a couple over there. Grab a couple right here. And they're already kind of randomly placed, so I'm just going to kind of drop them in there. Grab a couple of these. I think I'm going to take that out. I'll take out some of the larger chunks of meat here. Also go and leave the crystals out. Leave that out as well. Okay, I think I'll grab these few items here. I think I'm going to get rid of that one as well. And we can grab a couple of these. Position these all right over here. I think I'm actually going to set up a second of these right here. I'm going to rotate them a bit as well. Kind of just randomize the rotation a little bit just so it looks a little bit less placed together. I don't know that it really matters with all these things, to be completely honest. Okay. Go and get rid of all these. Get rid of that. And then I think I'm going to leave the broom out for now. It's not really that important. Go and take out this. And then I'll go and reposition this like right on over here. Okay. There we go. Looks a little bit emptier, which isn't so bad, I don't think. Cool. So that'll look nice. And then last little thing we got to do here. I want to grab everything that I want to be simulated by physics, and we're going to simulate them all. Because I don't want all the... Because I want... I don't have it set up right now, but eventually I want to set up so players can grab physical items as well. So simulate physics. We'll just leave it as a physics actor. Cool. Now let's go and see what this ends up looking like in the level. Okay, so this is a bit big too, apparently. I guess I've kind of missed that. Let me see here. I think her arms will be big enough for a sword. I think I can fit that in there. Trying to decide. Maybe this needs to come out. This might be a bit much. I do want for things to look a little random, but maybe that's a bit too much for this early on in the game. So we're going to go and leave that out. And then I'm going to set up a point over here so I can spawn in the sword. I'm going to go and give her... Scene component sword spawn. Okay, that is at the complete wrong location. Okay, I think I need to basically orient it this way. Actually, I could probably just do, yeah, I could do full. it's 90. This doesn't seem to be working well at all. Let me just go and spawn it in. We'll see how this looks. I might need to reposition it a bit. Spawn actor from class. Get world transform. Later on, I'll add in some conditions, so that way it only spawns in if the player doesn't have a weapon, maybe. And then we want to do melee one hand. Let's see how that works. Okay, complete wrong rotation. All right, so it's got to be rotate forward. Get rid of these ones I don't need. Okay, so I think it looks like it may need to be rotated forward like this. And then maybe angled a bit. Let's see that. Oh, you know, is her collision off? That could be what it is. Hold on. Let's change that collision a bit. That is the wrong thing. Okay, it did seem to spawn. Let me see. Is it a bit smaller, or is the angle just wrong? Okay, the angle is just wrong. I think that'll fit. I just need to get the angle right. There we go. Oh, no. It's closer. I think that's acceptable for the start. Cool. All right. Awesome. So there's gonna be our start level, and I'm gonna go and pop this out because we don't need that anymore. Awesome. I'm also gonna go and take this out. I'm gonna need to fill in all this space in here. Cool. Let's go and see real quick. I also want to have a quick look. What time is it? 10:44. Okay. So I'm going to do, before I end off the stream, I do want to have a look at the collision. And I want to see how this all looks. Actually, I don't need to do that. Just need collision. Because I might need to, oh, I can't check it here. Okay, we'll do here. Okay, apparently I cannot see collision here either. Okay, we'll do this then. Because I want to make sure that this collision's all going to be right. It does. I can't set the like fully accurate collision for physics objects because then that disables physics. But for things that don't move around, it's perfectly fine if I set the collision complexity to complex. So, okay, so quite a few things. So let's see here. We'll grab this. Start with you. Gonna work our way around the room. Complexity. Complex is simple. Save. Close. I think I saw a question. I've been trying for like a week to get a VR body. What should I do? Are you talking like a full IK rig? Is that what you're asking about? Ooh. So if you're trying to do an IK rig, I'm in the wrong one. If you're trying to do an IK rig, I'm gonna be honest, it's probably not the easiest thing to do. For an IK rig, there's a few things you want to do. So first off, you want to set up an animation that can do that can obviously do full by IK. Here, let me do this real quick, and then I can kind of show you generally. Hold on, just grab this. That's the wrong thing. We open that. I just gotta get these last two here. Collision, complexity. I misspelled collision. Okay, and then this should be the last one. Collision, complexity. Use complex as simple. Cool. Awesome. All right. That should be good. All right. So to answer your question, there's not really one right way of doing it. Okay. It's going to depend largely on the skeletal mesh you're using. So just as a quick example, right? So I still need to do some work on mine. It's like the most basic version that I could possibly put together right now. If I go into I think it's blueprints. Here we go. Player. So it still needs some work. This is just kind of what it looks like right now. So for full body IK, you want basically some way for the first step is you need an animation that can follow around with your head and your hands. There's a number of different ways you can do this. You can do this with just a control rig. So like I have this control rig right here. It's like a very basic full body IK control rig. All I do is I feed in a few transforms to the hands, to the heads and hands, and then I need to figure out a way to calculate the positions for the feet, which is probably just going to be done by the animation. And then I just kind of use that in an animation graph. The animation graph will get the pawn owner, or not animation graph, animation blueprint will also get the pawn owner. It casts to the player, and then it gets the motion controller positions, and it sets those as positions, uses those in the control rig. This is probably the most basic thing that you can set up for IK. Obviously, depending on what you're doing, you can push this way further. You could have your feet collide with the ground. So that way, if you're like up against a pavement, it can kind of offset one of the feet a little bit. You could have it so that way the animation transitions from a crouch animation to stand animation, depending on the player's height and how high they're currently standing. You could, there's a lot of different things that you could potentially do with this. Then what I do to take this, to use this in the player, is I basically take a blueprint. I'm sorry, not blueprint. I take a blueprint and I go into one of my characters. So if I took the knight, for example, full blueprint editor. If I took the knight, for example, I basically set his skeletal mesh to be whatever skeletal mesh I choose, and I set it as that same animation blueprint. And then the animation blueprint will automatically take care of the rest just because of the way I've set it, because I've set it to automatically grab those positions for me when the animation updates. Obviously, right now, it's not really doing anything because I don't have my headset hooked up, so it's not going to do anything. But generally speaking, that's how you would do that. This is, like I said, the most basic version that I could come up with. And I'm not actually going to be fully seeing this. I actually have this set to owner no see The only reason I have a full body IK right now is because once I get the multiplayer stuff set up, I'm basically going to have it set up so the players will only see their own hands and all the other players will see a full body IK. And the reason I'm doing that is if you don't have to, I don't really recommend doing full body IK, at least from the player's perspective, because there's a lot of things that can get a little funky. You know, for example, where like you start getting your feet or your chest kind of merging into the camera when you get low enough. That's especially a problem in a lot of shooters and things like that. So typically for those kinds of games, you either have it so you can't see the body, or you have it set up so the body kind of forces itself behind you when you start getting lower. And that's kind of like how that will typically work in those kinds of games. But generally speaking, that's kind of how that works. I hope that kind of answers your question a little bit. You can look up full body IK. If you look up, you know, a full body IK setup, you can basically take that. The only thing that you really need to modify is the positions of the heads and the hands. That's really all you need to modify if you're looking at full body IK. And that's about it. I'm going to be fair too. I've not actually tested this because I don't yet have the multiplayer fully working. I don't yet have players spawning in so they can see each other yet. I only have it so yourself is spawning in right now. So I haven't fully tested this to see if it's working correctly. I'm waiting until I have the multiplayer, which is almost done. I'm putting together my own little my own little setup so I can transfer data over the network. So once I have that done, then I'd probably... Actually, I don't think I'll need to make any modifications to this project. I think I'll just need to make modifications to... well, I guess I will to like the players and stuff to make sure they spawn in, but... Yeah. So yeah, that's generally how you would do that. I hope that kind of answers your question. Hand animation, I mean, that kind of depends on what you're going for too. If you're doing full body IK, oh man, full body hand. Full body hand stuff kind of broke, to be honest, a few versions ago. I haven't really figured out a reliable way to get it to work across all devices. I mean, the simplest thing you could do is set up an animation blueprint with a blend space that kind of just transitions between positions. If you're not familiar with blend spaces, I could show you. This is just kind of a basic attack one. So a blend space, this is a blend space 1D, so it's only got the x-axis. But you can have a normal blend space. If you look at it, this is just a blend space 2D. But basically all you do is you kind of set up a few positions so it kind of transitions between different animations. So like this is an attack animation for the sword. This is an attack animation for magic stuff. This is an attack animation for if you have a gun. And then I just kind of set an X value in the AI. So it kind of ends up, let me see, a little something. I need to do a lot more work on this animation as well. But it kind of ends up a little something like this. So you kind of have like just something feeding into your blend space to adjust that type. This basically just controls what that x-axis value is. So it kind of controls what it is that I'm setting it to. So yeah, like there's a lot of different ways to do that too. If you're talking grip positions, I'd probably take something like this for like the most basic version, have like an open hand, a grip. Maybe you have like a few different types of grips. Like maybe you have one for a gun. Maybe you have one for like a stick. You know, maybe you have one for a box. There's a lot of different ways you can kind of configure this. So yeah, this is again like one of the more basic one of the more basic ways to do this for an animation. Yeah, but to be honest, like full hands, IK I know has kind of broken. I haven't tried full body IK in a little while, or full body hand IK, and the only reason I haven't tried hand IK for a little while is I actually, one of the controllers for my index broke. So I only have one controller at the moment, and from what I can tell, the index controllers have practically been discontinued because I've been watching it for weeks and it has not come back on sale. So I have not been able to test that in quite a while. So that's kind of the unfortunate thing right now. I might see. I was watching. There was a guy. I don't remember what his name was. I know he's got a YouTube channel, but there was a guy that I'd seen was putting together a like your own like hand tracking gloves that you could build yourself. I think they're fairly cheap too. I think they're like $60 for one or something like that. I might see if I can't put together one myself, or see if it's possible for me to buy one from somewhere. Just so I can start using my index again, because I really want to start using it again. Freaking loved my index. It's amazing. I'm so disappointed about the controllers, to be honest. So yeah. Hopefully that kind of answered your question about the hand tracking too. Cool. I am probably going to end up packaging this here in a minute, see if I can't get the Android thing uploaded. I kind of broke my virtual machine manager. All right, Silver Sword Saint, no worries. Good luck with your project, or I'm assuming you're working on some kind of project. And thank you for the wishes of good luck. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and end off the stream here. This is working very nicely. Everything is looking nice. Like I said, I think I gotta export this out to my Quest and see if just kind of make sure everything's working pretty well. I know I'm having some performance issues with the rooms. I think I need to merge these walls into one, because right now it's like several static meshes. So I think I need to merge them into one to kind of help with performance, or maybe I need to do something else because I'm having a bit of a performance issue. It's a small one. It's not a big one, but it's a small one. So I might need to do a little bit more research into that. But yeah, you are not on the ground. Why are you floating? You are supposed to be on the ground, miss. You stay right there. I can't even fully position you on the ground. Put you right there. Stay in your spot. All right. So, all right. Cool. Actually, I'm gonna do this too, because these are kind of annoying me. I'm kind of positioning them at runtime, so I'm just gonna position these all down here. I really wish I could have positioned them during the construction script, but it wouldn't let me. Cool. All right. I'm going to go and end off the stream here. It has been a pleasure. Thank you guys for joining me. I am going to be streaming again later on this week, on Thursday, if I recall correctly. So by that point, I should have the playtest open. At that point, I'll also have a link to the Steam page down below, so you guys can check that out as well. I'm looking forward to getting feedback on the playtest. I'm also hoping by that point I should have all the levels put together. I really just need to, or not fully put together, but at the very least, like the rooms are generating, because I need to get that together for the other 3 levels. And so basically, all I have to do is just put up the walls, and that's kind of it. So hopefully that should be done by that point. I'll have those up on the playtest as well, so you guys can kind of check that out as well. It's going to look awesome. I'm excited for it. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. Hope to see you guys again on Thursday for another stream, and have a good one, guys.